On February 7, one old Honorable Carlos Gray, he put it down on the Facebook page to say that Liberia finished voting for the first old person to be president, and that President Joseph Boakai, he went to one program, and time for him to speak, he tried to move from the place to go home. So there was a program that was going on to build a center for people who are not too okay, what they call people with disability. People with disability are different kind of people. Some of the people are crippled. Some, they're not looking too okay in their hair. So those kind of people, they get a special place for them. And that they wait for the number 2 big person for the government of Liberia, the vice president, Jeremiah Coon, that they want to build a building here. And this building here is under the group of 77. And in Liberia here, the wife for the vice president is the manager for this kind of program, working with the people who not too okay, what they call people with disabilities. So they built a building in Broadville, and they were opening it that a place they called the president to go. And it was the time for the president to stand up and speak. And this is where Mr. Gray said the president, when he stand up to speak, he will not go into the place where to stand, where they put the high table, what they call the podium, for him to speak about what's going on. After Representative Gray or Honorable Gray, after Honorable Gray put this particular thing down, TSM decided to make contact with him, and then he said, yes, the thing where I read on the Facebook, where you see the truth, that means really that true. But I want to ask you something. You not see the picture in the place there when they called the president to come and speak, and the president was leaving the place until he get up and start going different place, that he going home. And so that his security, the one who had to tell him, he said no. Who the one that tell him, he said no, Mr. President, go to the place where they put the stand, the high table for you to speak. Well, the two things that Honorable Grace say in this talk, that Liberia get the oldest president in the world, and then he said the president was leaving, time to speak somewhere, he get up, and then he was leaving the place to go home until his security tell him to go back. And but TSM want to tell you that one president in Africa here who is the president for Cameroon, they call Paul Biya, he was born in 1933, and he became president of Cameroon since 1982. Well, leaving that particular thing to go to the thing that Mr. Gray talked, TSM went to work and made contact with Mr. Anthony Cassidy. He is the number 2 minister to the president office, or what they call the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs. He said, well, the thing where Mr. Gray talk, I want to say this one here. When they do a program like that, they can put 2 high tables there where somebody will be able to stand and speak. There's one with the president with the Liberia flag only for true. And there's another one standing there where the president can, or anybody can go there to talk. Because that one, the second lady used. So that thing where you see the president get up to go there, that people say he was going home, that to that particular side he was going, which the more that the vice president would more use to speak, and that was supposed to be the main, that is one of the main table to which people can stand, what they call the podium, to stand there and speak. So that way he was going. And this one here, he said, it's not anything bad, it can always happen. So that the place the president was going, the president was not going home. So so TSM going on to check to actually find out whether they think that Mr. Gray talk that it will really happen. So they decided to contact. They made contact with one news person, one newsman working for the newspaper. And this guy, this fellow, they call him Prince Sir. Prince Sir say there were two high tables or what they call podium, where people can come there to stand. Two or those two them were there for the people so it looks like when there was time for president to speak, president was going to one of them before the security people asked him. The security people said no, you must go on the side here to talk. So with all the checking that TSM do to try to actually find out the whole thing, Honorable Great Talk, TSM say one of the things that Honorable Great talked to say Omejo Baka was the oldest president in the world is not true. President Paul Biya is 91 years old and he was president. He was president since 1982. So that one, it moved from the way, it take out of the way the thing that Mr. Great talked to say President Joseph Baka, the oldest president in the world here. The second thing that Honorable Grace said to say that this thing that the president was going on, and after they asked him to stand up and speak, that he was going home, like he gathered and was going different places, going home, like he going home. They say no. When to that kind of program, something like that, something like that confusion can be there, especially so when they got two podium there or hard table there standing where somebody's supposed to speak from. So it was just a confusion that the president was going to that place and the security people say he must come this way. So he said he made the president was going home. On February 25, 2025, on February 11, 2025, the Honorable from District 7 in Niba County, Representative Musa Belete, he go on one radio talk show they call Spoon Talk and say his son, what they call Pitch Belete, he be in jail for some time because the Liberian the government offered a fighting with drugs because LTEA said they catch him with drugs. Now, this speech belated here, a case is, they say some people they went to look with the peace belated case here. They catch him with drugs and then they free him. He go home and all. He been going backward and forward on the internet with plenty of people making comment on it. Some people liking it. With plenty of people following the story here. Now, Mr. Ability is a politician. He's also is a businessman and used to be the big person for the Liberian Football Association, they call it LFA. Now he is the representative from Nimba County District 5 in the lawmaking house. But when the whole case concerning his son, they call Peach, TSM went to check it out and found out that they drugs people then catching in March 2024. And at that time, when they went to they went to check him. The people said there were not only drugs that they found with him, they also found guns with him. So all this one here that crime. Now, when they carry him, the police people went and carry him to court, and the court went to work and put charge on him concerning all these things here. 2 guns and they found with him. They found plenty of drugs. They got 400 grams of marijuana, the opium. Then they see kush with him, and then the 2 guns in. So in the court, the jury, the group of people who they put together, what they call the grand jury, they poke this particular crime on him, carrying drugs, and then holding gun that you not get no lesson for all this one here that they crime. So they put him in jail ever since that time. And from March 2024 up to today, the drugs what they found with him, they say some of the drugs they costing $428 US, and then the other ones that they pushed in, they about costing 7,000 US dollars. Now, this fellow, so he been in jail. So on September 16, 2024, when the people catch him, one insurance company, they call Sky Insurance Company, his lawyer went to Sky Insurance Company and they put bond down. And they filed bond for Peach Belete to come outside. Now, they say by November 2015, on September 16, 2024, one insurance company they call Sky International Insurance Company, that people filed bond for plenty money. $15,000. $15,000 that the bond they put down for this man, for Peach Belete to be coming to court. In this court here, they call it Criminal Code C. Now, they say that particular bond, insurance bond that the insurance company put down, one man working in Mr. impeached belated power office, they call Wilfred J.S. Bangura II. He the one that signed that particular bond to say he the one will stand. Still going on November 15, 2024, the sheriff, they call Tina Norring, now gave order for Mr. Pidgin to go free. So, talking on the particular radio show they call Spoon Talk, Honorable Berete say his son, Pidge, they put him to jail for about 7 months now, and they not put no charge or crime on him. So he said, with something like this here, he is a father or he is a parent for this child. He making it now that he feeling it now that his son being in jail ever since this time, and they can't put no charge on him for not to get into court. So because of this, he said he tell, even though that his son, but the case, that particular case for his son going to court or not going to court, he went to work and put everything in the lawyer hand. So this is what they were saying. Now, TSM went out to check to see whether the thing where Mr. Benedict talked to say the people, the government catch his son and they not put no crime or charge on him. TSM find out that the court go to the court record and find out that the government, they actually bring real charge against Mr. Peach Billeted and the grand jury, the one that put in the single, and the grand jury bring up the charges against the man, against Peach Billeted because of the report, with the report that the DEA people have on him. They have on him that they catch him with drugs and they catch him with gun. Well, Mr. Belete also put it down that this particular thing, he not even said no the court where his son in. Because he leave everything with the lawyer. But TSM say, they went to check and find out that yes, even though Mr. Belete say he not know the particular court where his son pitched in, record show that all the things they going on in the court here they call criminal court C. But they play where the company filed the insurance company filed a bond for his son. On Friday, February 12, 2025, Garrett the blogger, he posted a story down on the internet on his Facebook page and said that this man, one man they call Bill Jala, who the other time the people say killed his girlfriend, Princess Zoe, in December 2024. That man, he was in jail, and they say the other men that were in jail, they forced him to do woman business with him in here, to force him to do woman business with him. The big name for something that they said they sodomized him. Now, right now, Mr. Bill Jala, he in jail to South Beach. Since that thing happened after he killed the court say the government say he killed his girlfriend, so they catch him. And because the story go on, Gary the blogger put it down to say that after the people, the other prisoner then in, man prisoner then in the jail there, they force the man to do man woman business. Because of this, Bill Jara was in the hospital to JFK. He was taking treatment because he had one Liberian newswoman they call Gamal Lomo also read this story here. And another group also they call Shine Liberia. They also wrote the same kind of story here to say that what really happened to Bill Jara. So TSM decided to check this story here whether that's true. So they went and made contact with one Jutunu Colley. Jutunu Colley is the chief news person to the government house that is in charge of law and order, the government Ministry of Justice, to really find out whether the particular thing they put talking is that true. And whether Bill Jara right now is in, whether it's true. But Jutunu Colley say no. The story that they were talking about, Mr. Bill Jara is not even anywhere in hospital. He is right now to the Central Prison or South Beach, where the people jail him for killing his girlfriend. Mr. Colley said he went there after he read the story, he said see the story, he went there to try to talk to find out from Mr. Bill Jara. And Bill Jara said no. He not tell him man, as the way the people saying that he Bill Jara sent message to a man to say something that happened to him. He said no, he didn't say so. Right now, nothing happened to him. And he said the people in the jail, they said they're not doing bad to him. He dead. So, he died in South Beach. Well, TSM also came back to try to talk to Madam Gamal Lobo, who also put the story there. Gamal Lobo said yes, the story where she put up so is true. She know it. And saying that, in fact, and say that in fact she was going to send some more evidence to the TSM because there was some kind of talk that was going on between herself and this person. Other people that TSM made contact with to see whether the story are true or not true. That's one man they call Undupela. He walked into the Ministry of Justice, to the law and order house, because he said anything that going to happen to prisoner, whether they're taking prisoner from that place to free the prisoner or taking it to hospital, anything happen, all that process there got to pass through his office. So he said he sent a message to Gamal Lomo that this road where you filing here, where you say you putting up, is not true. Nothing happened to the man. Nobody not do nothing to him. And Bill Jara is not even in hospital or JFK hospital at the way you people talking. Because Mr. Dupella say when they even say hear the story here after people put it all down, they went to work and sent for the big person for the jail, what they call the prison superintendent, to find out. But he said the prison superintendent said no. They finished finding that nothing happened to this fellow they call Bill Jara. Well, with all the people then who talk, one of them, Mr. Mark Bowu, He's a brother of Bill Jala. He said it is true that Mr. Bill Jala, he very, very well. Nothing happened to him. He in the jailhouse there. He not in no hospital. Nobody not force him to do business, or nobody not rape him. So with all the things in that TSM check from person to person concerning this particular story here, TSM say this particular story to say somebody raped Mr. Bill Jara in prison. It's not correct. It's not straight. They call it misleading because there is no proof to show this one here. On Monday, February 10, 2025, one man they call Ambassador Levi Page. He's a big person in the office of the Mankibi County District Number 4, Representative Emmanuel Yao. He said that Mankibi County, the chief government lawyer in Mankibi County, Madam Dada Wilson, gave order to catch two news people there. The news person for the radio ELBC in Mankibi County, Mr. Elvis Presley Gono, and the chief news person for the Kakata City Council or City Corporation, Mr. Philip Banner. The county attorney gave order and the children they were in jail. Now, people say, so making people to start to ask questions, why the county attorney or the chief government lawyer in Makibi County had to grab the children and put them in jail. So TSM decided to make contact with lawyer Dada Wilson. Dada Wilson said, yes, it is true that she gave order for the police people to catch the two men, Gono and Bana, and put them in jail. Because she said, these people, these two people, one fellow do crime and they catch him. They catch the person here in September 2024. He was in the hands of the police people, and then Gono and Bana, they went there and stand for these people, stand for this particular person. But to say the person here will make sure he will not run away. Now, when the court got ready for the case to bring the particular person here who do this crime, they call suspect, they can't find the man. The person run away. So for each time they ask Mr. Bana and Mr. Gono to bring this person who they stand for, they can't do so. With something like this here, they call it contempt of court. So he said when the court was opening, the two people they been trying to even call them for them to come to the two journalists, they're not been coming. But now when the court was opening, they go there to cover the whole program. There was at this point now where they could get a chance. I mean, the lawyer say they had a chance to catch these people, and how come they sent them to jail? While these two young people were in jail, everybody talk inside. Plenty of people talk inside to say they must lead them. In fact, the Liberia news group, they call the Press Union of Liberia, put a statement outside and say the two journalists and the people in jail, they must free them. Now, the particular statement said when the PUL put outside, it was so strong and say the woman not get the authority, the lawyer now, county attorney not get the authority to put the people in jail and she go to work and do this particular thing here. Now, So, from all the checking that TSM do, find out about these two people, these two journalists or news people, Mr. Presley Gono and Mr. Philip Bana. Let me see. Mr. Gono and Mr. Bana, that the news were going around to say they catch them and put them in jail. TSM say it is true that they actually grab these people and they be in jail. And the person who put them in jail, that the chief government lawyer for Mangibi County, Lawyer Dede Wilson.